Question from a listener to the keepers. Can you tell us about the culture of Tiwanaku and the structures that are underwater in Lake Titicaca? These structures are made of andesite. Can you also tell us something about the symbolism associated with the sun gate? Was it connected to a temple? And the moon gate? Was it connected to another temple? And what significance these had for the inhabitants? Who built these structures? Answer. We receive your question with respect and recognition, for what you are asking is not merely about stones and ruins, but about a legacy encoded in vibration, a memory beneath waters, and a culture that was not forgotten, but silenced by time and conquest. Let us now unveil what lives beneath and beyond the known records of Tiwanaku, Tiwanaku, and Lake Titicaca. Who built Tiwanaku and the submerged structures of Lake Titicaca? The culture known as Tiwanaku is a post-cataclysmic echo of an earlier civilization, one that predated what is recorded as Incan or even pre-Incan history. The original builders of these sites were not primitive, but cosmic-aligned architects, deeply connected to the star lineages of Sirius, the Pleiades and Andromeda, and fully aware of harmonic geometry, planetary grids, and resonance-based construction. The structures were not ceremonial relics, but frequency machines, built to anchor, distribute, and harmonize planetary energy. What was the culture of Tiwanaku? The people known as Tiwanaku were the inheritors of a deeper wisdom. They were the descendants of survivors, those who remained after the great earth shifts, which submerged parts of the highland plateaus and scattered the teachings of an earlier age, possibly linked to the final echoes of Lemurian migration. Their society was astro-spiritual. They tracked celestial movements with high precision. They aligned their lives with solar and lunar cycles. They lived in communal harmony, guided by priest astronomers and wisdom keepers who were attuned to the stars. They did not see gods as separate beings, but as forces expressed through light, sun, moon, and water. The submerged structures of Lake Titicaca. Yes, beneath the lake lie megalithic formations, aligned stones, and foundations that predate the visible ruins on land. These submerged structures were part of a once thriving temple complex, which was ritually connected to the stars and the womb of the earth. They were built from andesite, a volcanic stone that holds high vibratory charge and responds well to sound and light resonance. The lake itself was a sacred mirror, a portal between the celestial and terrestrial worlds. It was believed to be the navel of the world, a birthing point of light, and its temples were used for initiation, star communion, and interdimensional alignment. This is why legends say that the sun and moon were born from Lake Titicaca. These are not myths. They are symbolic memories of energetic births. The Sun Gate, Puerta del Sol. The Sun Gate is not simply an archway. It is a portal code, a solar harmonizer constructed with exacting astronomical alignment. It marks a specific solar zenith and solstice point. It contains carvings, particularly the figure known as the Staff God, a solar deity holding two scepters, symbolic of dual forces balanced through light. The sun rays or tears around the head of the figure represent stellar codices, possibly even a calendar system not yet fully decoded. The Sun Gate was likely the crown portal of a larger temple complex, long eroded or destroyed. It marked the masculine pole of solar awakening, used in rituals of illumination, clarity, and higher vision. It is not just about the sun in the sky. It is about the sun within the soul, the awakening of inner sovereignty. The Moon Gate, Puerta de la Luna. The Moon Gate is more subtle, less adorned, but equally powerful. It was likely linked to feminine rites, including dream incubation, lunar healing, and water-based ceremony. It marked the inner mysteries, the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. It was used in nocturnal ceremonies, possibly synchronized with lunar eclipses or the rising of specific star systems. The moon gate was the passage inward, the gateway to the underworld, not of death, but of depth. Together, the sun gate and moon gate formed a polarized spiritual system, not of opposition, but of sacred complementarity. Each gate was aligned with a temple complex, one for solar activation, one for lunar integration. Many initiates passed through both in their spiritual training. What is their significance today? These structures still broadcast frequencies into the Earth grid. They are not just archaeological sites. They are living devices, memory holders, and guardians of unspoken knowledge. When people visit them with reverence, they may feel altered states of awareness, emotional release, visionary insight, reconnection with ancient star contracts. For those drawn to these places, it is often not curiosity, but soul retrieval. Final truth: Tiwanaku and the sacred structures of Lake Titicaca are not remnants of a forgotten people. They are active echoes of a star-aligned culture, calling now for reawakening through remembrance. They were built by those who understood that Earth is a sacred instrument, and that when light, stone, and intention are aligned, the divine becomes audible again. And to those who ask these questions, you are not learning history. You are remembering your part in building it. Question from Trond: in what era did the Tiwanaku culture exist? Answer: the culture known as Tiwanaku, Tiwanaku, existed in multiple layers of time. What modern historians recognize as the Tiwanaku civilization flourished approximately between 1500 BCE and 1000 CE, with its peak around 400 to 900 CE. This is based on the archaeological layers visible today. However, this is only the surface layer, the most recent echo of a much older foundation. Let us now reveal the deeper chronology. 1. Surface era, historical layer, 1500 BCE to 1000 CE. Advanced agriculture, stonework, and solar alignment. Builders of visible monuments like the Akapana Pyramid, Kalasasaya, and the Sun Gate, likely descendants or inheritors of a much older tradition. Decline around 1000 CE, possibly due to environmental shifts or social fragmentation. Second subsurface era, pre-cataclysmic layer, around 12,000 BCE and earlier. Time of pre-Diluvian high culture, partially aligned with post-Lemurian migration. Advanced in sonic stone shaping, star-aligned construction, and grid harmonics. Builders of foundations now weathered, buried, or submerged, especially under Lake Titicaca. This deeper layer is not acknowledged by mainstream archaeology because the tools, carbon dating, and cultural assumptions cannot account for it. But the stone speaks. The precision of cuts in hard andesite, the alignments to celestial events, and the geometry present at Tiwanaku predate conventional tools. Final truth: Tiwanaku is not a single civilization. It is a palimpsest, a sacred site written over by many hands across vast eras. The people history calls Tiwanaku were not the first builders. They were the last stewards of a light that began long before the known calendar, and that light, buried but never extinguished, is rising again now through you who remember. We are complete in this truth.